In the wake of the Great Recession and decades of financial mismanagement, Wisconsin found itself at the brink of financial collapse.
Budgets were really tight, both in the private and the public sector. But for us in the public sector in particular, I feel like government was growing out of control. In the old union model, it was pay for pulse. You just keep breathing, we put a mirror in front of your mouth, and you're going to get an increase.
The role of public sector unions in government changed overnight. Under former Governor Scott Walker, Act 10 reformed much of how government operated and became a model for reform in other states as well. For local governments like Washington County, there was a new way of doing business.
Act 10 was really the epitome of that reform thinking, getting government back in the hands of the people. It really started to change, I think, the way people thought about how government needs to work. And it also eliminated some barriers where in the past maybe it would be difficult to work together because of union contracts or maybe just the different ways we do business. All of a sudden there was this cultural shift and logical shift in how government was going to work moving forward.
For the first time, Act 10 allowed local governments to do what was best for them, their employees, and the citizens they served.
And I instituted pay raises basically every year since then, netting 4% on average per year and sometimes higher. We've completely now transformed the way that we compensate people. It's much more merit-based. We evaluate people based on simple principles like from Daniel Pink and Drive, autonomy, mastery, and purpose, and trying to really incentivize what it is that drives them, which is serving people.
But now all of that could come to an end. A new ruling from a Dane County judge has declared Act 10 to be unconstitutional. We estimate that an end to Act 10 would bring more than $400 million in new annual costs for local governments around the state of Wisconsin.
It's almost unfathomable how consequential it would be if Act 10 were repealed. I mean, we've made so much progress in 10, 15 years since that was adopted. It doesn't matter if it's here in Washington County, one of the most conservative places in Wisconsin, or a place like the city of Milwaukee or the city of Madison. There have been huge reforms that have occurred at the local level since then. So to think about taking a step backwards in that way would be extraordinarily detrimental to our organization and I think municipalities across the state of Wisconsin.